ourselves and see what's in Kakariko, what else is hanging around, and we're off. And we have a little bit of a split at the start. prdwong going to Sanctuary, and Alex is going to go to Link's house.
Yep, looks like the Sanctuary has a key to Desert Palace, and I think there was just a compass for Thieves Town at Link's house.
That's one of the things too to keep in mind with Sanity is you're going to find the dungeon items outside of their dungeons, which means that a little more adventuring and a little more decision making to go through here with the route choices, because you may end up with like 3 keys to get into one dungeon, but you may not have the items to access it. Hey, he's got a sword.
Oh, wow.
prdwong going to go ahead and Houlihan. Maybe thinking same thing here. Going to go check Uncle, see if he's going to have something of importance. Going to find that sword.
Yeah, he might, because when you exit the Houlihan room, it does dump you at Link's house. So would make sense, you know. And that sword is in the open mode, especially hard, is a pretty big advantage early on. It's a lot of protection, actually.
Absolutely. Actually, prdwong going to go and make a trip down here to the vendor to get the bombs.
Yeah, he might head up to, like, Sahasrara real quick.
Mm-hmm. And a couple things to keep in mind here is that hard mode, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty in finding some of the items. I think it's only max tempered sword in hard mode, and you're going to have to use the silvers on Ganon, so those things you're going to have to keep in mind. There's a glove and a compass for Skull Woods, and a piece of heart. Meanwhile, Alex finding the map and the blue mail. Map of Desert Palace. Misery Myra's got the green pendant. A lot of stuff to check here at the get-go. For those wondering what open mode means, there's 2 basic modes at the start. There's open and standard. Standard is you go through the traditional sequence here. Small key to Hyrule Castle and the tavern. But you go through the usual, you know, go rescue Zelda, go out through the sewers, the sanctuary kind of deal. Open mode means you can start free of that. You get to choose between going to Sanctuary or Link's house as your start, and you just kind of wander about the world. But very interesting here, PRD going to Eastern Palace to start with, not yet going to Kakariko.
Yeah, that is an interesting strategy. He's, so, at this point, he doesn't even know if this is crystal or a pendant. The music in Key Sanity will not tip you off. You know, and he doesn't have bow or lamp, but he was over here, got some gloves, said, hey, let's get a bunch of items. I don't really need any keys in here.
Absolutely. That's the big key for Skull Woods. We did get a little bit of a clue there of what's hanging out in Misery Mire. It's a piece of heart and armor is the clue. It's fire locked Misery Mire, so I believe that means we are Bombo's Medallion behind that one.
So speaking of medallions, do you have a prediction on a troll item today?
Oh, I usually like to say Ice Rod because of the fact that Ice Rod is just it's the trilliest of troll items based on where it is, and generally anytime we need to go into Turtle Rock, which I don't know if we need to do that yet, but who knows? Maybe we do. Could be that item that we're missing to complete that.
I'm gonna go GT Big Key on Ether Tablet with book in Ganon's Tower, because I'm mean.
Gonna make him go out and go back in again. But we did, of course, also Alex did find the Ice Palace Big Key as well.
For those of you just arriving, I see some questions in chat. This is open mode hard key sanity with randomized swords. Well, but yet the uncle had a sword, so.
Indeed, and we did have a little bit of discovery there in Blind Spaceman, Ether Medallion showing up, and the Magic Mirror, so that's going to be super helpful.
That is interesting because we know where the gloves are. Alex doesn't, but we do. Shouldn't be too long before he finds them, though. And it would be out of logic, but that opens up some possibilities on Death Mountain.
It absolutely does. Of course, Alex also picking up the red meringue, most magical and beloved item in the game. Nobody hates it. Just some bombs sitting up there on the library shelf.
Blue meringue is best meringue.
Oh, Moon Pearl is at the end of the Kakariko Maze race. So that's going to be very much sought after here.
Absolutely, that's two of the items that we need for Dark World access.
Of course, a big 20 also as well on the Lumberjack Ledge. So that's not item required Aga defeat. Could still be required for Dark World access. So that's the thing to keep in mind. So Didomancer asking how many more items to list as an Aga Seed because we have Mirror, Moon Pearl, and Gloves. We probably would still need the either a second glove upgrade or probably the hammer would be the easiest one to find.
And while small, there is a possibility that if we do get that glove upgrade, we would still need to do Aga for hammer access if it's on the east side of Dark World.
Great. Small key to Dark Palace. Palace of Darkness being drowned in the swamp there. Alex going to get our first poke into Mini Moldorm Cave. We get to see what's hanging out. There's Green Polygoo. Map of Skull Woods, big key to Eastern Palace. Ooh. Small key to Palace of Darkness and the Bloomerang.
Yeah, so while not a ton of items in Mini Moldorm, those are two pretty valuable keys.
Oh, absolutely. Getting those small keys to Palace of Darkness right off the bat can be super helpful, especially in Key Sanity mode, where they're not all neatly and nicely organized like they are in the regular mode. Gonna have to do a little bit of fishing to get some of those keys.
Right, and Palace of Darkness has so many chests that, you know, you really have such a large possibility of finding something you need in there.
Absolutely. Ooh, there's the silvers in the Ice Rod Cave. That'll be very welcome.
Now that's interesting because that could have implications down the line, because if prdwong doesn't do Ice Cave, can save you a lot of time on Ganon, and that is a very out of the way location.
Absolutely, not just Ganon, but any of the other one-hit silver kill bosses that we need. Even Eastern Palace, you know, going in there with that armless fight.
Very true, and we are talking about hard mode, so hearts are going to be limited. So, you know, if you're talking about a boss like Vitreous, you know, it may be a while before, if you even find a tempered sword. And that boss can be a hard fight with low percentage.
Absolutely, and getting a big 5 there. First chest of Zelda Rescue. PRD gonna be going down getting his sword now.
So the rescue sequence during standard mode is just, it is what it is. I'll just find bombs and do it. When you're in open mode, it's like, this is such a long walk, I don't want to do this.
Yep, the gloves are at Sahasrar's house. Alex hasn't been there yet, so as soon as Alex makes his way over to Eastern Palace, we'll have those first lift upgrades. And PRD joining Alex in the rescuing of the item that's in this one chest. That's what we're really here for. We don't really care about the princess. We're just here for the item. And it's the other lift upgrade. Oh, goodness.
Now, I wonder if this is going to be a distraction for Alex. And it looks like it might. He may say, okay, let's go to Death Mountain. Or back of Escape. One of the two. Probably Back of Escape.
Yeah, he's going to go to the Back of Escape. That makes a lot of sense. So a little bit delayed on getting that item. And PRD about to get that Dark World access, at least on the west side of the Dark World. We don't quite know where the hammer is yet, so we're still waiting to find that. Looks like Alex may be heading over to Eastern right now, so yeah, won't be too far behind on getting that second lift upgrade, Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, some of the Key Sanity runners that I've talked to, I definitely am not one of them. I've only ever done a couple. Tell me that they tend to try and stay away from sequence breaks, in their opinion, just because it can get really confusing when it comes to finding keys behind a sequence break.
Yeah, this is definitely not a mode where you want to take huge sequence breaking risks, because you end up with stuff that you might actually need to have later on rather than having it early. It's a little bit of a big gamble trying to do that.
Yeah, and that being said, I don't dislike the sequence break that prdwong just did, because it's a location that's very isolated, and he was already there, so I definitely don't blame him for doing that one.
Yeah, it's of the various sequence breaks. Some of them are far less risky than others, but always want to keep an eye out for what sequence breaks we do see people attempt to do. And it looks like PRD may be making a visit to Village of Outcasts here in just a moment.
Yeah, which, I mean, I think is a logical play at this point. I think that really the only other thing that was in logic at this point was Agana's cave.
Yep, we did have a little bit of a map check there from Alex as well, which got us the information that Desert Palace is a pendant and Tower of Hera is a crystal. Was the one crystal, I believe. Of course, we still don't have the map for Eastern Palace, so I believe we don't have the information on that. Misery Mire map, but we know that's Green Pendant. We're going to see a bomb jump from prdwong over here. That Skullwood's big chest check, and it's 300 rupees.
And he needs to be careful. He has one heart, so there are a lot of things in the Dark World that are going to kill you. And to be honest, if he's going to die, now is the time. Ooh, the Master Sword.
Indeed, and he's going to take a death here, just to get back to the start. He's got the Master Sword, so that's sword upgrade number 2.
Yeah, definitely, inside a dungeon is the place to take that death. If you take it in the overworld, you gotta go back to the menu.
You get a check here of the bumper cave. It's going to be just big 20. Interesting decision there, Alex, going ahead and not going to check the big chest yet. And while prdwong, yeah, checking Graveyard Ledge. Oh, it's a Canis Samaria.
Ooh, that's a off location too. That being said, Turtle Rock could be a pendant. That may not be a required item. We're not sure yet.
Absolutely, we've got one pendant left to hunt down here. So it'll be very interesting to see which dungeon is the one that has it.
That being said, it's key sanity. You have to go into each dungeon 3 times. It's pretty much the rules.
Well, there's the other cane.
Well, at least he's got a complete set.
Seeing a little bit of convergence here in Village of Outcasts. And Alex can get that Palace of Darkness map.
And really, at 20 minutes into the race, ooh, we get the Tempered Sword. It's not what I was going to say, but good segue. But 20 minutes into the race, that's really the first time either of these runners have converged to my recognition.
Yeah, they've kind of been doing their own thing here for a little bit. Brewery Hut only has 5 rupees, and PRD finding the shovel. So that's with the mirror. That's gonna be easy check here. Coming up after getting through some of these chests. Oh goodness, the flute. Oh.
Well, hello, first 4 chests of Thieves down.
Oh, that was a value play, and the nice thing, you're right here. So just get your flute out and go do shovel after this too. So this doesn't just open up just the Mire location. Obviously, also opens up Checkerboard Cave and the West Side Hut, and even backroom access to get into Desert Palace.
Yep, and I suspect that after this southern route that these runners are going to do, we may see the Misery Mire area pretty quickly, because those 3 items are quick grab. They can dip into Desert Palace if they want for guaranteed 3 more chests. So a lot of possibilities there for them.
You can go into Gina's Cave too to round the whole thing out if you want to.
That's a very good point.
Yep, PRD gonna be doing the digging game. I'm sure Alex won't be too far behind here. It's a big key. Which big key is it? Turtle Rock. Okay.
Oh, Turtle Rock. Clearly the quickest dungeon in the game. Always love double dipping that. Of course, now we're seeing some of the routing here. Actually, a lot of nice routing choices for our runners, getting to get a whole bunch of these checks in all at once. Oh, there's the lamp. Hi.
Stumpy, you actually had something of value today. I'm proud of you.
Why is he playing with fire in the middle of a forest? Did he not grow up listening to Smokey the Bear?
Stumpy doesn't care for our ways of life. But the shovel turned out to be the big key to Desert Palace, so that's even more stuff now. We actually can go ahead and complete Desert Palace if we wanted to. It's a pendant. And I don't know if we'll see that happen, but it's within the realm of plausibility now.
It sure is, you know, and he's got the tempered sword, so, I mean, the Molus isn't going to take forever.
Man, not really going to take too much here, but getting these keys. That one's really nice.
Oh, Alex. No. Oh, wait, I think he got it.
He's got it. Yeah, I can see the
Yeah,
sprite.
he got it. Okay.
Nicely done. You're picking up the chest, and it's only 3 bombs, so all that effort for just the check.
So, for those of you watching, if you go through a portal and the chest isn't actively following you, it goes back to its starting location.
Oh. Spring Ball are behind Ridley. Oh, that's a troll. That's one of our troll checks there. Nice to see that, for those wondering. And perhaps forgetting if there's even a telepathic tile, because we never get to see that side of Swamp Palace. You know, Alex checking Hype Cave. Big 5 to start. Hey, sword upgrade. Small key to Palace of Darkness and Booknet.
So, prdwong is going to do his mini Moldorm check now. The question is... Oh, that's a nice trick there. He didn't want to step on that portal and teleport, so since he was carrying a block, the portal won't activate. So that's a nice little menu knowledge from him, or item knowledge from him. But what'll be interesting is when he goes to Mini Moldorm Cave, does he continue on and do Ice Rod Cave, which would give him silvers? Because if he doesn't, I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, you know, it's a good question here. I feel like as someone who runs this game, albeit not super awesomely, but as someone who runs and routes this game in his free time, I think it's probably it's a situation where you're still looking for items, and that's a location that you know is going to be super trolly. So you really just want to let's get that out of the way. You're kind of here already.
Oh, if I don't go to Ice Rod Cave, I start twitching.
Because who knows? It's, you know, if it's a hammer in there or something for value, which in this case it's silver, so it is. But you know, if it's something like that, you just kind of put yourself behind quite a bit. Not a whole lot, unfortunately, for Alex in that mire shed. And indeed, it is bombos to get into Misery Mire.
Ooh, PRD needs to be careful. Okay, you got a heart.
Yeah, those mini Moldorms quite trolly. Meanwhile, Alex checking Checkerboard Cave, and it's gonna be 10 arrows.
So I think Alex is going to dip into desert. Why not? You can access 4 of the items.
Might as well. Plus, you get to check this key down here, and it's going to be a key to Ganon's Tower. That's welcome.
Yep, the key sanity dream is to enter Ganon's tower with a small key and a big key.
It is the dream. So we're halfway there. Just need to find that big key now. Wherever it's hiding out at. You're already going to find that Bombos medallion required for entry into Misery Mire, as the clue foretold. As well as the second armor upgrade. Racer ROMs don't have spoiler logs. Ha ha ha. Oh, Trolley. Trolley clues. What would we do without you?
So you'll have to forgive my ignorance, but does the color of the tip indicate anything?
What indicates it is there's a little link face next to the clue if it's a troll clue. So anytime you see that little link face show up within the clue text, you know that it's a troll. It may also be that it's green text. That may be the additional thing that they put in there. But I definitely remember. Hey, there's Quake Medallion. I believe, yeah. I'm guessing that green text is troll text. Alex doing a death inspired save and quit back to the start, so you can go and looks like
so Alex is going to take a time gamble here. I mean, it's an item, but it's an item that's going to take him a minute and a half maybe.
Right, but it's also you've got to find a whole bunch of stuff still, so you may as well, because of the way that key sanity works, and this could be a whole bunch of things. It's not necessarily dungeon locked anymore. It could be a big key to Ganon's tower. It could be junk. It could be an item that you need. You may as well go ahead and check it.
Absolutely.
And PRD gonna follow up as well. Only on one heart, but gonna be doing the same thing.
YOLO.
Maybe hoping for a health drop here somewhere. There's one in the pot out there, but you gotta get to it safely. Those BMOs sure like to make it difficult. Let's get pick up these two here at least.
Ooh, and a key to Skullwoods. So he is not liking that he saw that. Skullwoods is a dungeon that has a lot of keys under pots. And that you don't need many keys for, also.
He's already got two, so yeah, he doesn't really need any more, actually. He's gonna get that one that's underneath the pot, and that'll be all three that he needs, because he doesn't need to go through the side room there at all. Of course, PRD now has all the keys he's going to need to get through Skullwoods. Getting that second one there will open up the... Plus with the one with the pot, that'll open up the last two locked doors. So that's actually, once you get the fire out, a completable dungeon.
Looks like Palace of Darkness is... Wow. I guess. Oh no, we don't know where a third pendant is. So yeah, it looked like Palace of Darkness was also a crystal. Narrowing it down.
Narrowing it down to, I believe, a small key to Misery Mire. Rescuing the old man. That's not necessarily welcome at this point.
What is an old man doing in Misery Mire? That is entirely too dangerous for him.
Maybe he just found the key and it's like, yeah, I found this piece of junk. Oh, Fire Rod is up on top of Spectacle Rock, and what is inside? It's gonna be just bombs, but yeah, you're gonna go on top of Spectacle Rock and get that thing right now. There's no way you're gonna leave that behind. And that's gonna open up Skull Woods for completion for both of our runners once PRD goes up and does the thing. Which is not gonna be right now. Oh, Sick Kid check. And what does Sick Kid have? Just a heart, but you know, hey, hearts are welcome. Piece of heart is in the big chest at Swamp Palace. And there's the mushroom. Hello. Goodbye.
Which he may turn in right now. Yeah, he's going to turn in right now. I had wondered if he was going to save and quit before he did that. Some runners like to do save and quit, turn in the mushroom. If it's nothing, restart. So that they can go use it for fake powder glitch. But it is a key, so they'd be picking that up either way.
It is the key in Tower of Hera to get to the basement. So that actually is going to open Tower of Hera back up. Very interesting.
Please have something Tower of... Please be like Hammer Tower of Hera. That would be great.
That was very interesting. So you get the mushroom in the chest, and you have to go and turn it in to get the key to go to the basement. That's... that is troll. And of course, we get to see one of the cool little differences there because Alex already has the 3 swords. It's a big 20 in that chest instead, and so that's a nice little difference because you can't get above tempered sword in hard mode. So. Let me see PRD go ahead and turn this in as well. Alex is going through and completing the back half here of Skull Woods. So Cobb, I think the main difference right now between our 2 runners, there's the map of Hyrule Castle, but I think the main difference between our runners and their items right now is that Cane of Samaria, which PRD got by checking Graveyard Ledge, and Alex has not been there yet.
Right, and so the fact that Alex can complete Skull Woods may take him away from that location for quite a while. If he didn't have Fire Rod, he wouldn't be going this left direction, and he might say, okay, let's go to the right.
Absolutely. Of course, the other question is, do we need Candace Amaria? Is there something in Turtle Rock? Is Turtle Rock required? Is there something, even if it's a pendant dungeon, is there something in there we need, like Candace Tower Big Key? Is something hiding out on the right side of Ganon's Tower? Is there something on Vitreous even that maybe we need to go get? There's certainly a lot of locations where we could have a Candace Amaria required, but we also could have a situation where you don't really need it.
How else can you do Wizrobe and Wizrobe 2 swag?
Well, we can't do the swag with that, but you can, I guess, figure out a different way to do it.
But it's not as fun.
Yeah, I can't blame you. It's definitely not as fun to do the easiest rooms.
Which I'm sure is the only thing on these runners' mind.
Yeah, they're just thinking about easiest room in the game, part 1 and part 2 within GT. That's all I think about when I run this. Which is why I'm bad. But
this is why we're commentating.
Yes. But that's why Alex is in here racing, because he's probably not thinking about that. He's thinking about Mothula right now. And taking down the big bug.
Oh, cutting it close, but Alex finishes off and gets the hook shot. Oh, wow. Ooh, PRD didn't.
PRD, you missed.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to wait for all these to reset.
He has enough magic though. He may want to switch to the lamp, but okay.
Let's just go behind here and use the double, save a little bit extra magic.
Yeah, I can never tell if my bar is quite exactly at half or not, because you get exactly 8 shots out of that Fire Rod.
Yep, also known as the full Cold Stare Melt. Let's have that green goo, so it looks like I'm gonna be using that to kind of fill up halfway here, get some more swings in. And Alex now into Eastern Death Mountain on the dark side. Pretty picking up that hook shot. Oh, Alex gonna do the kind of the quote-unquote optimal pathing here and go through, do Paradox Cave first, then to the Dark World, and probably go back to Light World up on top there. So we'll be able to do a full clear here.
Yeah, you can save yourself a good 10-12 seconds by saving yourself that portal.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more efficient and easy too.
However, time and time again, this has shown that 10 or 12 seconds in these races is a world of time. So many races ending closer margins.
Absolutely. You just want to save all the time you can. Every second you save is a second that you have banked in case something goes wrong. Don't want to leave yourself in a situation where it's you're giving up 2-3 seconds, here, 2-3 seconds there, because those add up over time. And suddenly your 2-3 second mistake you make a couple of them, and suddenly it's a 15-20 second gap. And now you're having to take bigger gambles, maybe making more mistakes, and it just keeps compiling and snowballing.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I don't think a lot of viewers realize how much time these runners put into optimizing every single movement, practicing screens over and over again to get half a second on each screen, you know, because over this run, it adds up, just these tiny bits.
Indeed. And we saw Bombo's Medallion showing up in Super Bunny Cave. Alex is going to go ahead and check, and it's going to be Ether Medallion to get into Turtle Rock, so I think he's just going to go ahead and open that up right now. That's a smart decision. Oh, but he doesn't have the hammer. Whoops! And a big 20 up there on the floating island.
He was just making sure we were all paying attention, okay? It was planned. Nothing to see here. Let's move along.
So we're getting a little bit of divergence here up on the mountain. prdwong going to go ahead and do Spiral Cave, while Alex is going to jump into doing Hookshot Cave. Both runners will do both those caves, so just a matter of timing here, and we'll see. We'll get to see what's in what. Hey, hammer! Big
Now
key,
this
Misery
is
Mire.
This is interesting. How many keys?
Oh, Tower of Hera, big key.
Turtle Rock keys. Not a ton of them, but you know, prdwong has the Cane of Samara. He has the Fire Rod. He has Ether.
Doesn't have Ice Rod.
Right, but he can access quite a few chests.
Absolutely, he can go ahead and poke his head in there and see what's in Turtle Rock. Maybe something of importance, but you know, obviously won't be able to beat Trinex, but we'll be able to do everything up to Trinex. Well, Alex going ahead and gonna go complete Tower of Hera. It looks like it's not a bad decision.
So afterwards, does he bite the bullet and go take a coffee break in the bottom of Hera?
I feel like you have to. You kind of have to 100% this until you've got everything you know you need. Because you never know what's hiding somewhere, and if the game gives you access to something, you may as well go check it until you know for sure that you don't need anything more. You got Cache and Mimic Cave, so just some form of rupees.
So that, you know, that is a very nice piece of information, because the Mimic Cave check can take, I don't know, 20, 25 seconds with all the teleporting and other stuff.
It's a check you don't want to have to make unless you are really desperate for something, because, you know, obviously, as you said, Cobb, you got to go back to the light world, go in, do the cave, come out, go back, teleport again, and then go through the rest of Turtle Rock. So you just kind of want to avoid some of these checks until, you know, or unless you're really looking for something.
So,
number 2.
Trolldorm dropping a piece of heart, but you know, it's not a bad find right now, because that gives Alex a 6 heart container, you know, and 50 minutes into a seed, there's hard mode for you.
Yep. And it looks like PRD gonna go ahead and also make the trip over to Tower of Hera to finish it out. We'll be getting all of the same fun things that Alex has got so far.
He did leave his portal right there. I'm thinking Turtle Rock.
He could be after this. Yeah, it's within the realm of possibility. Let's go ahead and do the Turtle Rock check. Man, we're getting all these mire things so early, and we know that there's an armor that neither runner is going to need in there, and we know that also in there is going to be a piece of heart, and that's it. That's all we know at this point, based on that one clue. And there's a heart piece.
Yeah, but see, my thing is that PRD knows that he found the cane in an off location. And so he could say, well, I could gain a huge advantage if I go in here now and my opponent did not find the cane.
Absolutely. That's certainly the scenario that he's looking at right now. Now, the one bad thing for PRD would be if it's a pendant turtle rock and there's just a bunch of junk in there, like nothing of really any value. It's just, you know, trash. I mean, in Key Sanity, it's a lot less likely that one dungeon is just full of trash because of the sheer number of items that are being mixed around. But you never know. And Alex picking up that hammer now in Spike Cave. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if PRD goes ahead and jumps into Turtle Rock after finishing out Tower of Power here. And Alex has got to take some time to think about, okay, where do I go next? No. What do I have access to? I'm kind of wondering if thinking hammer pegs right now, because went over to Village of Outcasts, just picked up that hammer. Maybe just, you know, hammer pegs fresh in mind. Go ahead and do that right now.
Yep, you know, and really, as I think about it, Turtle Rock is seeming like a nicer and nicer play. Because, okay, so you got Pod, which you only have 3 keys for. And you don't have a bow. You have Ice Palace off the table. Thieves Town can't get any further. You don't got that much. And then you got Mire.
And actually, speaking about that advantage that PRD had, that's about to go bye-bye. Alex is up on Graveyard Ledge and is going to pick up Cane of Samaria. So the advantage, the item advantage, is going to disappear in just a moment here.
That is very true. The only difference being is that PRD's already up here. He doesn't have to make a second trip.
Right, it's a time and distance difference now. So PRD goes and hops into Turtle Rock here. It looks like indeed that's going to be the play. It'll be very interesting to see where does Alex decide to go now. He's got that Cane of Samaria. Oh, is he going? He's going back down for that one last chest that he's missed in Escape. It looks like. Hey, look, more Misery Mire junk. Yeah, it is one thing that chat's pointing out that Alex hasn't done the digging game yet, so it doesn't have that Turtle Rock big key. Maybe not thinking about TR right now because of that. And there's a big key. Palace of Darkness big key is in Turtle Rock. Oh, Alex is going to Misery Mire. He's going to Mire. He's warped over there, and it looks like he's going to set that up. Well, PRD going through, opening up, getting a piece of heart. And he's out of keys right now.
Ooh, we almost got that peg glitch, but I do believe that the Chomp'em got him beforehand. Chomp'em, go back to Mario where you belong.
It's a chain chomp, it does what it wants. Actually, we're seeing pretty good pace from both our runners right now. We've got quite a few items, and we've got at least 2 crystal dungeons down on both sides. Still 5 more to go, but both runners are doing pretty good. PRD is going to steal the key. He's going to take the risk. He can take the gamble. There's nothing in that chest in the middle there.
Which, I mean, I don't dislike this at all. Because basically what he's saying is, I'm going to trade 1 chest for 4 chests.
Right.
Of course, it only takes that 1 chest.
Right. It's a little bit of it's a smaller risk as far as number of items that you're skipping, but at the same time, it is. Oh, and he is gonna go ahead and skip that mimic cave. I forgot.
Oh, big key to Ganon's tower in Misery Mire.
Yo, that's big for Alex. That's. I think chat was right, and we kind of had this discussion. Maybe it was pointing toward Misery Mire. Yeah, there's something of value in Misery Mire after all. So the game was trying to hint, go there, you fools.
So yeah, I mean, this could spell trouble for PRD because, you know, he could be saying to himself, you know, GT has a ton of chests. Let's go check there for the big key once he gets everything else.
Great. Of course, the other thing to keep in mind too is that we are still looking for items to get access into some of the dungeons, and we don't have them, especially the flippers right now. Missing. There's a shield upgrade. But still missing a few things here and there.
PRD going to take a little safety door here. Do not blame him one bit.
Nope.
Eye lasers with no boots equals no bueno.
Nope, this is very difficult. Yes, it's basically small key of this dungeon. Oh, that was a good gamble, maybe. See if there's another key hanging out.
Ice Rod's the dream right now.
Bridge. Big 20.
PRD is literally chanting Ice Rod right now. Fairly certain that's what's happening.
What if Ice Rod did that chest that he skipped? Big 50. That could be really bad if it's in there.
That would be so bad. Chad is asking about Mimic Cave. Nope, we skipped Mimic Cave because one of the telepathic tiles told us to. Unless you want cash.
Yep, it just said some cash in Mimic Cave, so we know that we don't need to go there unless we're short on cash. And looking at our runners' totals, one's got over 1,100 rupees and the other's got over 900. We're not hurting for money right now, and PRD is going to make the call to go into Misery Mire. We'll be getting that GT big key in time here. As Alex getting to take on Vidi without the bow. Not going to hammer those eyeballs, but why do that to yourself? See, it's hard enough as is. Oh no!
It's not a pen, or it's not a crystal.
No, it's green pendant dungeon.
Yeah. It's pendant. Okay, we're good. We're okay. We're okay.
So maybe just gonna skip out that. Now, of course.
Oh yeah, he's gonna bounce out on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the big problem for this being that, you know, what if green pendant has something? What if there's an important key or something that's House Rule's holding?
Yeah, but you're talking about like what, a 0.5%
Yeah,
chance to spend 3 minutes going back there.
I mean, at this point, I think probably Alex's best chance is to leave a dungeon and go do other things.
Yep, for sure. Now, what he's in the middle of, I'm not completely sure. Oh, did we say he didn't do digging game? Yeah, he didn't. So he probably didn't do some of this stuff down here.
Yeah, well, he skipped digging game and he hasn't done hammer pegs yet. Because digging game was Turtle Rock big key, and he doesn't have that yet. And yes, indeed, as Sprite Michael are pointing out in the chat, the logic for the way the key sanity works, for those wondering, well, how does it determine where to place the keys? The logic determines that you use the keys as dumb as possible. So it kind of assumes that you're just not going to use them in the efficient manner.
Yep, it's actually modeled after me. The logic just says, what would Cobb do? Let's prevent him from soft locking.
There's that GT big key and the spike chest there. And Alex being told that Alex didn't have the money to do this the first time. Well, got more than enough money to do it this time. Get that GT Turtle Rock big key now. There it is.
Yeah, chat, getting the funds for the digging game at Mimic Cave would be a great idea. It's not like the big key for that chest is right there.
Alex coming over. Looks like good to Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I definitely think this is the play at this point. Rather than him climbing up Turtle Rock, which didn't. Did he really even find anything in Turtle Rock? I don't think he did.
No, PRD really hasn't found anything. He really didn't find anything in Turtle Rock. We did find a key to this dungeon. And we did find a big key in there as well. I don't remember which one it was. Palace of Darkness big key, I think. So yeah, that did actually would make things a little bit nicer for a PRD going through pod here. Yep, chat confirming that indeed we did find the pod big key in Turtle Rock in the right side roller room there.
Ooh, just missed by that lightning.
Just a bit outside. Got one more eyeball to kill.
Yeah, he does not have arrows though, and the cadence of this eye always messes with me.
He's got it. I think Beardy's got this pretty quick now.
Yeah.
This is a big 20.
Yep. So I think he's. Oh. He's going to get some silver arrows. Fair enough.
It's good for him.
I wonder if his next move is going to be to flute to 5. Go and go to the Dark World. Mirror, turn in the pendant, and then head off to Palace Darkness.
Certainly possible.
Looks like he's planning on fluting somewhere.
Certainly possible. Getting that routing efficiency here would be very nice for PRD, being able to get all these things taken care of at once rather than having to come back, make multiple trips.
Vanilla boots.
Yo! That's gonna be helpful.
Oh, that could be bad for Alex. Even if we don't find something at King's Tomb or Bonk Rocks, every second that he doesn't have the boots and PRD does, he's losing time.
Yeah, it's just straight up speed that he's losing.
However, he would not gain back time by going there just for the speed of the boots.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this affects the race going forward. Obviously, PRD having those boots make a lot of the travel. Oh, we got the sync going on too. Block push sync, but they choose different routes there. Alex goes down and PRD goes to the back.
Oh, how awful is this going to be if the boots are required for the next progression?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Looks like we're going to check Pyramid and then probably Catfish. And I don't think anyone's checked Zora.
No, we haven't seen any checks up near the Zora yet, so...
Which, I mean, without the flippers, I mean, it's not an easy check to do.
No, it's not. It's not super easy to do, but it is going to be... I don't want to say required, but it's going to be important to check all of these locations until we found some of the things that we're missing.
Now, if we do find an item at Zora, whoever finds it is going to feel horrible, because I guarantee their first thought's going to be, I've already lost the...
Oh, okay.
What did we just find?
Yeah, we were just talking about flippers. Big chest in Palace of Darkness.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Arrow.
that's not a problem anymore for PRD.
It is a problem for Alex. Where was the big key? to Dark Palace?
Turtle Rock, right side, roller room.
Oh.
Yeah, so Purity's been there. Alex is not. Yeah, Alex is checking catfish right now. Just
See?
10 arrows.
See, 100% told you that the Turtle Rock was going to pay off. Yep. Knew that ahead of time, sure.
Yep. And catfish turning up nothing. Magic Cape showing up in Bounce Darkness. There's a key up on that ledge. Could be an important key. Could be useless key. Looks like prdwong didn't go back and take care of Helmastore King and worry about those right side bow-locked chests till later. Oh, but yeah, you don't have the bow, do you, PRD? Oh, you can't go ahead and go back there.
He just wanted to go and say hi to the mimics. Hadn't seen them in a while.
Just be like, hi, I'll be back for you. I feel like that's kind of a thing that we're seeing a lot of today with this being a key sanity seed, is just a lot of, you know, hey, can I go do this thing? Oh wait, I don't have this item I thought I had. Well, time to save and quit out. Lake Hilly Island's got bombs on it.
Do we know which runner picked this mode? Because my understanding is each of the rounds the runner picks.
Runner with the higher seed gets game 1, and then the other runner will get game 2. If it's game 3, they kind of do essentially with a mutually kind of a randomized pick, but both runners also get a veto. So if it's one they don't want to do, then they can veto that. And we are seeing PRD going to... Oh, he's going to go do the remaining checks here, I think.
Oh, getting trolled by the portal.
He needs to get his swimmies right.
Yep, so the direction that you are moving when you enter the portal is the direction you continue to move. A lot of runners like to approach that from the south moving north.
Hey, bottle check. And it's bottle filled, money saved, because it's just a B.
B-Torp.
Lovely B-Torp. So we do know that Thieves Town is required. Ice Palace is required. So we're looking for that Thieves Town big key now. Meaning that the final pendant is either in Turtle Rock, Swamp Palace, or Eastern Palace.
Oh, this is Troll Sanity. It's gonna be. It's gonna be an Eastern Palace. They're gonna have to do both Turtle Rock and Thieves Town, or Turtle Rock and Pod.
With the remaining big key being on top of the pedestal. Small key is Swamp Palace. Okay.
All right, so doesn't seem like he really got anything out of those. Oh, Swamp Key was in.
Yeah, looks like Pierre's going to make the choice to go to Ice Palace here.
Yeah, so it was the small key. Looks like, according to the tracker, it was the small key that was in Bonk Rocks. That's big deal. If Swamp is required in any way, Alex is in a ton of hurt right now.
Small Swamp Key was on the Zora ledge, so once he's got flippers, he'll be able to go and get it.
Oh, I thought I saw chat say that it was in Bonk Rocks. My mistake.
Hey, there's the big key right there. Right on schedule, Cobb. It's an Ice Palace, first chest.
Which was what I was trying to actually say. I didn't have the right words, but
I think your stream's a little bit ahead of Cobb. You may need to pause for a moment.
That must be it. That must be it. I'll just stop. I'll see myself out.
You're about 10 minutes ahead of us here. What's the future like?
If I knew that, I would have bought a lottery ticket a week ago. And you guys wouldn't be hearing from me.
We wouldn't want that. But, PRD...
Like billion, I think.
Yeah, PRD taking care of those Stealth Host Knights really quickly. And one of the things to keep in mind here with the run is we are going to see, even though we do need to find some more items, we are going to see a lot of, I think, Ice Palace bomb jumps here, just because it's convenient if you end up finding a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, indeed. Bumper Cave and Lumberjacks were checked, and neither were anything but money. There's our hint for where the GT big key is. Helpful hint, just a little bit too late, telling us that we gotta go to Meyer.
I want to know what that last pendant is.
I would think, to answer chat's question about, or Shuria asking, what's the probability that a random standard game is actually vanilla Link to the Past? I think it's one in whatever the number of possible combinations there is, because a completely vanilla seed would be simply a single possible outcome. And there's the bow in Ice Palace. PRD has got the tools to take on Ganon, as well as Eastern Palace, getting the Dark Palace Compass. You can go a complete pod now. Only thing we're looking for maybe is that Ice Rod, if that's Crystal Total Rock. And the Thieves Town Big Key.
Yeah, but PRD knows that the ice rod most likely is not in Turtle Rock, so I don't see him gambling on skipping chests, trying to, you know, bank on either finding the ice rod or Turtle Rock not being required.
Right. Yeah, Alex having a couple of deaths here, just trying to check these chests for laser bridge. Oh, I'm actually learning a little bit about the way that logic works, and apparently a pure vanilla seed is actually impossible because of the way things are placed. So, interesting. Today we learned.
And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Of course, you joke about that, Cobb, but having an understanding of the logic is actually pretty valuable information. And PRD going to take the cheaper route as far as magic costs go, just melting that ice with the bombos and try and fire rod, cold stare to death here. And 300 rupees. And the crystal, so the number 2. Wait, no. You knew that was crystal. Derp.
In fact, that was a 5/6 crystal. We do not know what the other one is yet.
Yes, indeed. I believe we're missing the red pendant, the other 5/6 crystal, and a regular crystal.
I think the runners need to stop what they're doing, go back to Temple of Hera, get the map that was in the basement, and so that we all can have our questions answered. I have a feeling they're not going to do that.
Probably not. Sorry, Cobb.
You live with disappointment.
Both runners in Palace of Darkness. Alex is going to be getting those flippers in just a moment. And PRD is going to be finishing up the remaining chests that he hasn't cleared out in the front here. A small key to this dungeon. Both runners going to the right side room here, but we're going to see different methods. We're going to see Alex use the bottle glitch to move the camera, and I think we're going to see PRD do it the intended way. PRD with the interdimensional tap on the back. There's a big key. It's a Thieves Town big key. It's the last one we were looking for. And a magic powder.
Okay, so that's actually some pretty helpful knowledge for Alex. He knows that, okay, I'm looking for bow. Don't need to worry about magic bat. Don't need to go looking in Thieves Town. I need to do Thieves Town, but I'm not going to find the bow there.
It looks like he is going toward Ice Palace at this point.
Which is where he may find the bow.
It's where he will find the bow. He's thorough in his checking. So we do know that we don't have any big keys on the pedestal, so that's that is a one little little bit of relief that our runners can have to deal with. And as far as go mode items for PRD, you might be in go mode right now, possibly if Turtle Rock's dependent.
Oh, wait. So, Pod Big Key was in Turtle Rock, correct?
Yes.
And Flippers were in the Big Chest Pod.
Right.
And yet the tip for where Kane of Samaria is in Ice Palace. Isn't that a troll?
A little bit. There's the ice rod. Okay, that is gonna go ahead and a crystal. So that's gonna go ahead and end the speculation. prdwong is in go mode. Just a matter of what dungeons do I need to complete to get the last two crystals now. And I'm going to start off with Eastern Palace. You might as well. We're here. You know, go ahead, get in there, get it done. See what it is. If it's crystal, great. If it's not, hey, go to the last two dungeons.
So, let's say this is a crystal. Which one you go to?
I go Turtle Rock.
Oh, really? See, that's interesting, because if, you know, it is the crystal, you're right there. You're definitely right. You're right there for Ganon's Tower. But for me, Swamp Palace is extremely quick if I'm just go moding.
Right. That's also important, too. It's actually, if you're go moding, it is pretty quick. I feel like maybe you just take the gamble that it's TR. But yes, making the trip to Swamp to avoid climbing Death Mountain twice is also a logical decision.
Yeah, I think that's really one of those decisions that it's like, it can make or break, but there isn't a right answer.
Right, because if it's a 50-50 shot, you know, if you're wrong, you just wasted time no matter what. If you're right, hey, you know, hey, it's go time.
You can't do Armos Knights any better than that.
Okay, it's both. The answer is both, because there's the red pendant. It's at Eastern Palace.
Oh, GG's, Zelda. GG's.
So yeah, I think Swamp is the next play here. Go ahead, do that go mode, get that done quick, and then go finish off try next in TR, and you're done. But yeah, very nice choices throughout by prdwong here. Definitely making the right calls to check the right dungeons at the right time. Reading the seed very, very well. Maybe making a little bit of a gamble here and there, or routing divergence, I guess you could say, instead of just a straight gamble. Because a lot of those places you were going to check anyways, but just checking them a little bit earlier and finding those important items just a little bit earlier too.
Oh yeah, we gotta do Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. So we got 3 to go, but it should all be pretty quick.
Yeah, because Thieves Town, they're not gonna be checking any chests. It's gonna be like probably a 3-minute affair, if that.
Uh-oh. Did Alex not get the bow? Did he skip chest? He skipped the right side chest. Uh-oh.
Commentator's curse.
No, Alex.
Commentator's curse. I apologize.
Oh no. Yes. For Alex, he's definitely behind now. He's gonna have to go back into Ice Palace to check those items and get that bow. So he's still a bit behind, unfortunately, and it looks like he's also going to be maybe going to check Waterfall Cave first. Or did he get it? Maybe I just didn't see it in the menu. I thought maybe he missed it. Yeah, PRD's got silver arrows. Just isn't using them outside of the Ganon fight because they're disabled outside of those fights. So not really a reason to go ahead and use it.
And I believe Alex is about to get drawn a little further away from the bow, because didn't you say this was the Swamp Palace small key?
Right. Which PRD just used to get into this fight.
Yeah, and he did it super quick because he didn't check anything, and Alex is probably now gonna full clear swamp, which is everybody's nightmare.
Just missed that sword spin at the end there, trying to get the rod and the sword spin combo finish for Argus. I think might have missed a shot too because he's had to do 2 sword spins at the end there. That's crystal number 5. We know that Swamp Palace and Turtle Rock will be the last crystals.
So if you're a PRD, how do you feel about your current situation? Do you feel you're ahead? Do you feel you're behind?
I always say as a runner, you always feel like you're behind until you dot done and realize you're ahead. Or until you start to get toward the top of Ganon's tower and you don't see that dot done and you realize, okay, maybe I'm a little bit closer than I think, and then you beat Aga and there's no dot done. You're like, okay, maybe it's neck and neck, and you beat Ganon and you dot done. You're like, okay, I actually won this. But I feel like for runners, you constantly feel like you're behind because you either think, well, the seed was too easy. Hey, there's the Book of Medora. You either feel like it was too easy and your opponent may have gotten to things before you did, or it was very hard and, you know, I screwed up somewhere and my opponent didn't, and therefore I'm behind.
Yep. I would completely agree with that. The only thing I'd add is that if you are headed up Ganon's tower and you haven't seen a dot done yet, you start this chant in your mind that goes like, I'm gonna get sniped. I'm gonna... Oh, the God Pixel in Thieves Town. Look at that.
Absolutely amazing work by prdwong, who's on pretty good pace, by the way, I should say. 135. Almost forgot they has to go upstairs and get that hole opened up. So that blind, the maiden turned into blind.
However, if he had forgotten to do that when he got to Blind's room, there would have been some light shed on that mistake.
Yep, and at that point, you're just kind of like, oh no. Oh no.
That was bad. I apologize.
It's alright. I get it. Your pun's so safe, your friend. Swamp Palace was a crystal, and Turtle Rock's also going to be a crystal for those of you playing along and watching the tracker. Because we know where all 3 pendants are, therefore that means we know where all 7 crystals are. Through the magical power of process of elimination. Purdy gonna be very quickly going up, taking care of this scripted, randomly generated fight here with Blind. He does the same moves on the first time, moves to the same spots every time. And if you die and have to reset, then the RNG kicks in. Same thing with Ganon. And Ganon will do the same fights for both seeds. But retrievers love fetch quests. Ha ha ha. Both of our runners, not retrievers, do not like fetch quests.
I see what he did there, because the retriever would be getting...
Because dog. And there's a compass. Compass Turtle Rock. Which, conveniently enough, that's where prdwong will be going next to get the last of the crystals. Sitting on Trinex has pretty much cleared out the dungeon, just has to go kill the 3-headed beast.
However, he won't be caring about that compass, because there's only one item that he wants out of that dungeon, and he knows exactly where it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ice Rod was on Helmasaur King and was the final drop of that dungeon, which put PRD into go mode with that find. Poor Alex.
Oh, poor Alex. Now he's gonna end up probably going and checking everything in Thieves Town, and then he's either gonna choose between Meyer or
Yeah.
I don't even know if he knows that he missed that item in Ice Palace. That's just the worst.
Yeah, it's one of those things, if you miss something and you just forget about it, you might not remember it for a while. You might just think, I've cleared this out. You know, I beat it, I cleared it. Where do I go next? It's one of those things too, if you skip a chest in a dungeon, you have to always kind of keep that in the back of your mind and remember that you skipped that. You know, there could be something there in case you're looking for something later. To know off the top of your head, okay, I gotta go back and check this and that.
Which, I mean, these seeds start running together in your mind, and I mean, we have seen some of the best runners in the game run out of chests to check because they don't realize that they skipped one.
or they skip one, and it's just, you know, you skip the one wrong chest at the one wrong time. To give a great example of this, slightly different randomizer, but the for those of you that watch GDQX, Andy and Oats and Goats were doing a co-op Super Metroid Link to the Past randomizer. Turns out that the boots were required for GT, which Andy didn't have, and they were in a chest that he skipped almost an hour earlier in Tower of Hera. If he'd picked up that one chest, he would have had his boots, and it would have saved an hour off their time. And just that one mistake can, you know, it's a different randomizer, but it's the same kind of thought still applies. You make one mistake and miss one chest that has the one important item you need in it, and you could be in for a very, very bad time.
Or if you're like, I don't know, a runner in the last tournament, and you're in go mode in Ganon's Tower, and you go into a room with 4 chests, and then like bounce out and not open one of them. That would be a smart move.
300.
I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky and found the big key in the very next room too.
But yeah, PRD is on the way to try next. Alex has just finished up taking care of Argus. He's going to be left with a big decision here. Fortunately for him, he's running out of time to try and run this back against prdwong. Especially because PRD's got all the items that he's going to need to get through Ganon's Tower at this point. So it's literally going to take some hard mode deaths here to really pull this back. Not possible, but very, very small chance at this point. Alex is also going to be checking the tablets.
Oh, I think at this point PRD is going to have to despawn Ganon's Tower about 20 times in a row.
Would be impressive. It would be the most impressive feat I've ever seen.
I mean, like,
to do it that many times in a row.
Even if you were like absolutely trying, I mean, you should actually win by default if you were able to do that trying.
Just be like, we're not even mad, we're just impressed. Here, just
that's like a frame perfect timing thing. It's not like a single movement frame, it's you gotta time that frame perfectly.
And yeah, Alex going into Thieves Town as PRD at 143. Looks like it'll be about 143.30. We'll be making the charge up into GT. You get those numbers in chat. Play the guessing game. We're not, because we have the key. We're not gonna be opening any chests. Yeah, Masked Man, congratulations, you guessed 0 because you remembered we found that outside of the GT in first place. But yeah, Ice Palace has the boat. It's on the right. It's on the far right side of Ice Palace.
Ooh, PRD's in trouble. Alright, he's good.
No, he's got those extra.
I forget how you do it, but there's a way to despawn those arrows by accident.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, PRD, no.
Oh, we may be seeing a silverless Ganon.
I don't think we're going to be seeing that. I think we may see a...
Nah, there's arrows along the way. I'm sure he does.
I think there's arrows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's arrows along the way. But there's a 10 arrow right there.
Oh, but I gotta imagine we're going to be seeing a little side door here. Yep.
Okay, yep. Walk back across and... Why was I saying no? Because I I was as he killed that second mimic, the second red one. It dropped it. He had 2 arrows and it dropped a 10-pack, and I was like, no, don't leave the room. Go pick that up. Get yourself some arrows. Don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's fine. I was just thinking in the moment, like, okay, there's just some arrows right there. Spend a couple seconds to go pick them up and not worry about them the rest of the run. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I actually think the bottom right.
Hey, there we go.
Get it. There you go, bud. I think the bottom right pot of that first gauntlet room, the first gauntlet room.
Oh yeah, that one does have it. I think that does have a 5 in it. Yeah, he might pick that up here too. PRD should have silvers. Yeah,
so
he's picked them
yes,
up.
they both have silvers. Sorry about that. They both have silvers, but they deactivate when you use the bow. Like it turns back to the brown arrow until you get to Ganon.
But hey, we were talking about it earlier. Here it is, the most satisfying room in the game, part 1. Shortly followed up by the most satisfying room in the game, part 2. So called because it is so satisfying just to get through this run
And also aggravating if that happens.
Yeah. Just kill those wizrobes with your block in one shot, and it's just like, yes, I have power.
The second room especially is like super satisfying.
Alright, here's the most important part.
Now, by picking up those pots, he actually guaranteed he was not going to despawn.
Yes. Okay, that's a smart move. No despawn. And we roll on, so we'll have to kill that Helmasaur to get the second key it's going to need. And, yep, it's good to go now.
Oh, Alex, you already checked this.
Yep. Yep, you checked this. Maybe just forgetting when he's checked at this point.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to check Lumberjack.
He might. Meanwhile, there's Moldorm 2. Hello, Moldorm 2. Goodbye, Moldorm 2. And a small key. Small key and a Misery Mire. Why not? Because that's probably the most appropriate thing to find in that last
Which is where the big key was.
Right. Which you needed to be able to get up to that chest anyways. But that's just so appropriate because Misery Mire has played such an important role in this seed. Why not have the last thing be a key?
You know, Link has 1,000 rupees. You think he could get himself a tanning bed and deal with that complexion?
Maybe having a little bit of trouble getting those fireballs shot back at Agate here. Should have it this time. Okay. So that was like a 2-1-0-1-0-2. He did get all 3 back on the first volley, but unfortunately I was wondering if 2 of them hit at the same time and it registered it as just a single hit, and that appears to be the case. It's the second and third shots hit at like the same time.
I don't think Alex knows he missed the bow and ice palace.
I don't think he's done that. We're getting vanilla text for Ganon today.
I didn't see it. Was it about the burrito? I like burritos.
Nope. It wasn't the burrito. It's the vanilla in-game text. You know, I got my other
Oh, and he gets
associate.
easy
I
mode.
got twice. Yes, now I will show you. And he's doing a really nice job of just kind of hanging out here, using that magic cape.
Yep, he isn't even. Oh, you gotta watch out. Okay.
On the phase
does
3.
He have a potion?
I think he does. I think he's got a blue. Yes, he does.
Woo!
One more hit, and on the phase 4. Find arrows in the light world. Sure did. Oh, gotta switch them. There you go. There you go, PRD. Get that torch glitch. See if we go with magic. Got the double. One more to go. Should get right here. Nicely done. All he's gotta do now is not fall off the edge here, and prdwong should take game number 1.
Ganon Bridge is biggest boss in the game. Just saying.
Indeed. You should take this. You've ended the nomination of Dr. Wily. We're sorry your princess is in another castle. And that'll GG it here for prdwong winning this race between himself and Alex. I believe PRD's in chat with us. Hello, PRD, you here?
GG.
Hey guys, GG.
GG, how you feeling after that run? That was a well-routed run. At least watching from our end, you didn't have to make a whole lot of risky plays. You did make a few good routing choices there early on. Going to check that graveyard ledge and getting that King of Samaria fairly quick. Was that something that you were intending to check early once you got that mirror?
I just didn't really want to orphan too many locations because Key Sanity just has so many items in just different locations. So I really tried not to skip anything if I couldn't help it, especially in the early game, because I knew I probably wouldn't get back there for a while.
I think that's a good strategy for Key Sanity, just because of as you mentioned, there are a lot of orphan locations, and the keys and the dungeon items that have been added to the randomizer pool here for items is quite large. So you miss one location, you might miss something that's super important. And we certainly saw in this race that definitely was a situation that happened quite a bit.
Yeah, there were some items kind of in out of the way locations. I felt like I was primarily worried about having skipped Ice Rod Cave and not sequence breaking all that Zora, area. And I thought maybe if Alex had done that and found the boots or something, like I could be way behind. So that was weighing in my mind for quite a long time until I eventually just decided to make a fluke trip specifically for Ice Rod. And then a little bit later on, I couldn't route Death Mountain that effectively, kind of orphaned Spike Cave. So there was still a couple locations that I was worried about, but it looks like it ended up working out.
Well, in fact, Alex is just about to get his boots now, or at least he's heading to Vitreous, which unfortunately is not an item that he needs.
I think for some reason I wasn't properly elated by the location of the boots. I mean, thinking back on it, the fact that you had to go all the way through Vitreous to get the boots, I should have been a lot more relieved that it wasn't somewhere easily accessible. But I think it just didn't register with me at the time.
Now I had some tricky routing here and there. The game was definitely pointing you guys really early to go to Misery Mire for something, and it turned out that something was the GT Big Key hiding out there. Of course, the boots as well, being the green pendant turn-in. But did you see all those Misery Mire items? Were you thinking, gosh, you know, I looked at that, you know, you look at that early clue that says, oh, there's armor and a piece of heart as the items in there. Maybe there's something more in there, because the game sure seems to be wanting me to go to Mire and check that out.
Yeah, I definitely could have gone there earlier, but since it was a pendant, I was like, well, let me put it off a little bit. But eventually, like, there was just too many items there for me to ignore. I guess it was 6 since I'd already seen the clue. And there wasn't really anything else appealing. I couldn't really full clear any other dungeons, so at that point you're like, okay, it's definitely a sign that I need to take a look at what's over there. It's always nice to go through a pendant dungeon and not have it be completely useless.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that he realizes that he skipped a chest in Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's the rough thing, unfortunately, for Alex. Looks like skipped one chest in Ice Palace, and it turned out to be the one that had the bow in it on the right side there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have the race channel open. He did stop his timer on his personal stream, though. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's not official.
Yeah, Alex has indeed forfeited. And said to go ahead and just say enough's enough. You know, we've already fallen behind this race, and I don't think I want to spend, you know, 10 minutes trying to retrace my steps and find where Ice Palace. I have to go back to Ice Palace for that bow. And see if we can pull Alex into the channel here. Do a little interview with him as well.
Yeah, and I mean, even if Sahasrara had the bow, then you're still talking about doing pod followed by Eastern, because they don't have the Eastern map, and then Turtle Rock, and then Ganon. I wouldn't want to do that. No.
Yeah, sometimes it's one of those situations where it's just kind of like cut your losses and get ready for the next race. And Alex is in here now. GG, Alex.
GG.
It's kind of a rough and tumble seed there for you for a while. Was looking for that bow for a bit, huh?
Yeah, it was. I actually, when I entered Ice Palace, I thought it was behind a little bit, so I decided to skip right side, and after I did, I actually didn't want to come back until I had, you know, other options left, as I thought I'd have to, commit to my gamble, but oh well.
Yeah, the bow is indeed where you realize it was. It's on the right side there of Ice Palace, unfortunately. But good, if you want to, you could go get the boots right now, since you have that since you have that green pendant turned in.
Yeah, actually, since prdwong finished 5 minutes earlier, I thought, well, I just get Vitrius beaten down and then I'd stop, because I was actually quite annoyed. The seat wasn't too unfriendly actually, but first my execution wasn't too great, and second, well, I gambled a bit too much, I guess. So yeah.
I mean, I think that's definitely the strategy, because the whole time I was worried that, well, if Alex is doing a bunch of skips, which I kind of expected, I wasn't really sure how far behind I might be. So I was definitely worried the whole time.
Yeah, you know, and you kind of had a little bit of a pull ahead towards the beginning, PRD, when you got the cane early, because it prevented you from having to do a second trip up Death Mountain, you were able to just dip into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I think any Keysanity seed that you can bang out in under 2 hours is not bad. So I guess it wasn't too trolly. Like we didn't have to go all over the world looking for the GT Big Key or anything.
Yeah, that's always kind of the worry, is that the GT Big Key is hiding out somewhere, or even worse, that it's on pedestal or something like that. It's just something really ridiculous that you have to go and spend 20 minutes going to try and find this GT Big Key. And at least this time around, it was right there in Misery Mire for both of you, and the game kind of was nudging you along to go to Misery Mire at some point, with all the early game items being like, hey, this is the big key for Mire. This is the keys for Mire. Here's the map for Mire. Here's the compass for Mire. Here's the medallion you need to get into Mire. Here's the flute. Here's both lift upgrades. You can go there now, guys.
Yeah, I remember being annoyed when I saw the hint for the cane and also the hint for the GT Big Key. I mean, there has to be a hint for the GT Big Key, but I was like, I already found these things. I don't want a hint to help my opponent.
Yeah, it was actually the same for me, as I've already found the King of Samaria and then read and thought maybe that's something that actually could be in my favor, but or that I found already, or that I found the King of Samaria already. But as prdwong obviously found it earlier than me, well, it wasn't so.
We actually talked about that, and the tips, I guess, do not follow logic, because the cane tip was in Ice Palace, and you needed the cane for Turtle Rock, for Pod Big Key, for boots. Or, I'm sorry, for flippers. So it was out of logic.
Oh, okay. All right, so not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless you sequence, like fake flippered into Ice Palace, you already had the cane to even get there.
Yeah, another thing that was a little frustrating for me was that I wasted a bunch of keys in Palace of Darkness, not getting the potion glitch the first time, and thus having to go back and do the same thing again, but being short a key, well.
Yeah, I went there without any potions and I was sad.
I do remember you got some good information, though, from doing that potion glitch, because, I mean, it told you the bow wasn't in Thieves Town, because the Thieves Town Big Key was there, and it wasn't on Magic Bat.
Yep, it did indeed. Well, on this point, at this point, I was quite sure it was in, or at least I thought it was in Ice Palace, most certainly. But as I said before, if it was, I was quite sure I lost already, so I didn't think it was worth it going back there, because it seemed to be too late anyway. So I prefer to do some gambles with the book, check the pedestals, the tablets, pardon me, and stuff.
Oh, definitely. You were definitely right that, when you make a gamble like that, you stick with it till the end. Just didn't play out this time, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was actually my first proper Keysanity run against a real person ever, so I'm not too unhappy, to be honest, but, well, didn't work out in the end.
So, I take it that this was PRD's choice?
Yeah, it was indeed.
You want to give us a little preview as to what your choice is going to be, or are you going to keep that to the vest a little bit?
Actually, I'm not quite sure yet. I guess I'd stick to the more common modes, probably, or maybe inverted if I dare, but I'm not quite sure yet. No, can't tell you.
Yeah, picking the modes is harder than it seems, I think. I have a lot of trouble figuring out what I want to do too.
That's fair. Any last thoughts from the runners?
Well, thank you guys for commentating and for everyone in the background for the organization of the tournament. It's a great fun to participate, or it's good fun to participate. But yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yep, and thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. And GG to my opponent.
Yeah, GG.
Indeed. Thank you guys so much for running as well. I really enjoyed getting to watch you guys go at it here, figure out where all the things are, and get to see some really nice execution. Even if as a runner you don't think it was the best execution, it was still good. It was still definitely an enjoyable race between you two, and I'm looking forward to seeing game 2 and beyond. So, we do have a couple of people as well to thank, as well as make sure to follow prdwong and Alexhax for doing that. We also got to thank a couple of other people who helped make this all possible today. And that would be Raspberry Floof, our tracker. Thank you so much. That is such a especially in Key Sanity, it's such a hard thing to keep track of sometimes. And yeah, and you just did an incredible job today, on top of so much stuff, helping us out. Thank you so much for that. And of course, Cobb, great working with you again as always. We've done this a couple of times, and it's always an enjoyable commentary stream with you. Looking forward to doing it again in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Glad we were able to do it. Glad we had such a entertaining race, so we appreciate that.
So we want to talk a little bit about the fact that we've got so much fall tournament stuff going on today. Just to give you guys a little bit of heads up here, there's basically fall tournament races going on all the way to almost midnight today. So much going on right now. Let's see here. Let me get this. Drake, bring the schedule up. Dracarys and Elminster are going at it on Speed Gaming 1. All dungeons open, randomized, normal, randomizer. 3 o'clock, we have Trenter TX versus Chex Human in an inverted, randomized, normal game on Speed Gaming 2. Back here at 3:30, all dungeons standard, Uncle Assured, hard mode between Hitzion 1337 and Super Nintailor. That's game 1 between them. It looks like game 2 between them is going to be right after that at 6:30. Also right here on Speed Gaming 3. 8:30 we have a all dungeons open randomized normal Key Sanity race between T2 14 and GFE 12 on Speed Gaming 5. And that doesn't even factor in that right now on Speed Gaming 4 is the ALTTPR daily race, standard mode race that's going on. So, oh boy, so much rando all over the place today. And stay tuned here if you want to watch more. You can go to one of the other channels if you want to watch that too. There's so much choice, and that's just the start of the week. Things are going to be kicking off and going into hyperdrive. But yeah, I guess for Cobb and myself, I'm Neon Tiger. Good luck, good RNG out there. Remember, someone loves you and we love you too. And Cobb, I'll let you take it away here for then.
Oh, you about covered it, my friend. Everybody be safe and well, and we will see you next time.
See ya.